I've had my fair share of lefties pop onto my channel's comment section, and in between the abuse and ill-informed tripe they give me, sometimes they ask, what do you mean when you call us all woke? Now, I believe there are two definitions of the word woke. The dictionary definition is someone who is informed, educated and conscious of social injustice and racial inequality, which is fair enough. However, if those things don't exist, then they become the conservative or my version of woke, which is the belief that there are systematic injustices in Western society when there isn't. For example, homophobia when there clearly isn't, racism when there clearly isn't, and so on. And so the lefties who come onto my channel and declare me to be a racist and a Nazi and far right have absolutely no idea what they're talking about, because I am clearly none of those things. So, because they don't exist, they come under the conservative and my definition of woke. Now, recently I was watching a clip featuring Cathy Burke on social media. And if you don't know who Cathy Burke is, she doesn't do much these days, apart from being the usual Gary Lineker type lefty on Twitter, except she adds a bit more swearing to her tweets in general. And she was kind of huge in the 90s here in the UK because she starred alongside a comedian, a very funny man called Harry Enfield, and she played all these different characters. Now, there's one character she played which I think is rather close to her personality and the way she speaks, and that character is Waynetta Slob. Now, I know I swear every now and again, but this woman, it's literally every sentence. It's obscenity after obscenity. She literally cannot complete a sentence without adding an F-sharp in it somewhere. Now, in this clip I saw her in, she was talking about woke, and she said she loves being woke. It's much nicer than being an ignorant effing TWAT, which ironically is mine and the conservative definition of the word woke. You see something that clearly isn't there. That makes you ignorant. So in this clip she says this: I could just say that gets on my effing nerves. They're calling you woke if you call out bad things, basically. If you're not racist, you're woke. If you're not homophobic, oh, you're woke. Be woke, kids. Be woke. Be wide awake and effing call it out. End quote. Now clearly, if you do see any social injustices going on, then it's the right and decent thing to call it out and do something about it. Even I've called out blatant homophobia a few years ago, and I think it was the right thing for me to do at the time, to step in and stop it. Anyone would have done the same. So Cathy Burke's and the lefties' version or definition of the word woke is not only ignorant, but it's dangerous. People have had their lives ruined because they have been falsely accused of being homophobic, racist, Islamophobic, far-right, Nazis, you name it. Left-wing tropes, they've used it against innocent people in order to shut them down, to shut down debate, or just ruin their lives. If you want a great example of a victim of wokery, then please look up a guy called Lee Williams crossed the Rubicon. He is a Welsh expat living in New Zealand, and his life has been destroyed, or nearly destroyed. They haven't broken him. I doubt the woke lefties will break this man. He's too strong for them. But they've wrecked his life because they've accused him of being things that he simply isn't, and that's being woke. He has been called a far-right, neo-Nazi, Nazi, Maori-phobic. Is that even a word, a Maori-phobic? Everything you can think of used by the left, they've used it against him, and the guy is nothing like that. And he's not the only one. There are a lot of people who have had these words just thrown at them, as well as organisations like the Met Police. It's been accused of being institutionally racist, which means the organisation as a whole is racist, and that's completely untrue. There is absolutely no way every copper, policeman or policewoman, regardless of colour, gender, whatever, they're not all what the left call them to be. They're not all racist. It's just stupid. I think the fire service here in the UK, that's the latest one. it's been labelled as institutionally racist when they clearly aren't. Even Great Britain as a whole has been called a racist shithole. I mean, look at the leaders. All right, they're all unelected by the people, but still, you got a Muslim First Minister of Scotland and a Hindu British Prime Minister in Downing Street. And there's also an Indian running the Republic of Ireland into the ground, but it's still running it. We have black judges, we have black top brass in the armed forces, black billionaires, celebrities, sports stars, etc. So when these lefties say that there is racism here, and it's institutionally racism, it isn't. It really isn't. We are a decent, compassionate society here in Britain who have absolutely no problems taking in real refugees. And immigration, that's another example of a conservative and my definition of woke. I believe the majority of people here in the UK want stricter controls on migration and not an open floodgate. However, the lefties, they believe that we all want it stopped, when in fact the only type of migration I want stopped is the illegal type, the ones that come over the channel in their thousands every day in their little dinghies. These left-wing celebrities, these woke celebrities, believe they are informed and conscious of the true intentions of these people, and they're convinced that they're all doctors, engineers, dentists, surgeons and barristers and plumbers and every other profession you can think of, when in fact they're not. That's our definition of woke. So when people like Cathy Burke tells kids to be woke, don't. Or at least don't be their definition of woke. And if anyone's an ignorant effing TWAT, it's her. So there we go. That's my video. That's what I think. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next time, have a great day. Look after yourselves and Roger Trout.